What's up, world, and welcome back to the Global Frequency. I am your host, Nefarious.
And I'm Frequency Girl.
And it's good to be back. It's been a while since we've actually had a real show.
I mean, I did one on Wednesday, but you were sleeping.
That doesn't count. Yeah, a real show requires both of us to be present. So, in all honesty,
everyone who suffered through that, I'm not good on my own. So.
Well, I mean, neither really am I. I always am deficient when it comes to acknowledging the chat, a trait you have inherited from me when you're on your own.
I kind of.
No.
I didn't gatekeep Mo. There you go.
That is the most important thing.
Yeah.
All right, so tonight for our official return, we have brought on a very special guest. It's the one and only Adam Lawson from Gifted Rebels, here to talk to us all about his new comic book crowdfunding campaign on Indiegogo, Jawbone Death.
Jawbone Death.
What is up, Mr. Lawson?
Jawbone
Good to
Death.
have you here.
Not that bad. Thank you.
Mo Biggs. I freaking love that guy. He is like the staple of the chat, right? If any good chat is Mo, is it kind of the center of it? Yeah.
It's not an official show if Mo Biggs is not in the chat.
It's not a show without Mo.
Yeah, I mean, everybody else is great
true.
too. Please don't confuse that. Creator Outlet, Jolly Green.
We love everybody.
Thank you, everybody, for being
Now
here.
you all suck.
Punch nap.
It's just punch nap, right? Hashtag punch nap.
Yeah.
It's what the people are here for. Give them what they want.
Right.
So before we get into the book, usually, I like to ask people questions.
We need to review a Zorro. Is that?
Oh, do you want to talk about Zorro? I got Zorro right here, baby. I'll talk about it all night.
Two minutes on Zorro. 2 minutes on Zorro.
Your initial thoughts.
So, first of all, SGM, Sean Murphy's art can't ever be disputed. I think the way he lays out a page, the way he designs a panel, characters, I don't know that can ever be argued. I think we should probably set that aside, right? Then, secondly, I think, the car, this one thing I always love about him is the vehicle design that I freaking love. The cars that he built, like the guy taking on the mask of Zorro and his sister and her amazing cars. That's always so cool, just straight up. But from a story standpoint, did this issue, once again, like we were just talking about, was this 22 pages really enough to get you there? I don't think so. I feel like this was it stalled in second gear. And not because it wasn't going somewhere, but because it just ran out of road. It just
it was too short.
It's just too short. He just ran out of road. And because I feel like I'm interested, I'm invested. The sister's interesting, her and her girlfriend, and she's got lying to the priest about it, and the past with her brother and the tragedy. There's a lot of interesting things there, defending the town, all the things that sort of you love about Zorro, right? He's the defender of the people. Because I felt like it was an authentic, it was trying to capture those elements that I think if you lost those, I don't know that it would be Zorro. I don't know what it would be, kind of something else, right? It would just be a man with a mask, right? That he was the Robin Hood of Mexico in many ways, right? And so I loved all the design, the world. Obviously, you have the mob involved, as we're dealing with south of the border, so lots of cartel problems are real. So I just, what I ultimately felt like is some great panels, some great setup, and it just ran out of road. I was and when you flip that last page, you're and what, and then what? You know what I mean? You're just that didn't.
Well, and then you get 6 pages of preview for plot holes is what you get. Yeah,
that's right.
Six extra pages for plot holes. Well, I gotta say, plot holes is better.
Yeah,
much better story.
I love plot holes as a story. I backed the crowdfunder. It was on Indiegogo. I've been buying the single issues. I loved everything about that. It's a perfect story. And it's also Sean's like pure heart. It's not him trying to work on with a timeless, IP that has a lot of people feel. Yeah. And where we go, we don't need roads.
Zero 2099.
Doesn't
Yeah,
have
So-
this issue. Yeah.
So I backed this on Kickstarter as well to get the
Yep.
hardcover, because I'm willing to kind of take this ride and see where this goes, for certainly the next couple of issues, because I just don't feel like I got enough road to like to really build
Really
up
make a determination.
to really know what to do. But definitely Sean Murphy, as usual, is delivering incredible pages and design. So
Yeah, some
I'll
of the
take.
art-
It's just come on these.
I think this spread page. I'm a heathen when it comes to books. So I'm gonna fold this over. But this
Yeah.
spread where it opens over into the second page. This is the
perfect.
page turn right off the first page. Right,
Yeah,
first
it's
page.
perfect.
Page turns into that. It's gorgeous.
Yeah, that
Honestly,
was the page. So that was teased in one of the issues of Plot Hole. It's maybe the first one in black and white. And
Yeah.
I saw that. I was like, okay, we need to pick up Zorro.
the pages are well composed. Like I didn't have problems with any of the layouts. Layouts are solid. He's a very good visual storyteller.
He's
My
the real
problem,
thing.
completely agree with you that it didn't have enough road. It was too short. I felt
short.
like the storytelling, like you said, that was given to us to set up the beats necessary to jump into the next issue were also too truncated. We have the cartel shows up, kills the dad, right? Then we go to the sister, and she's very blunt with the priest about her relationship, and then we go to her boss, and then we take the drive, and we go to the castle, and the guy kills Alejandro, and then he becomes Zorro. It just felt whatever. It just felt like there wasn't enough time. Like he could have used one or two more pages per beat to really round out the experience, so I didn't feel so breathless by the time I got to the end of it.
I agree.
Also, the
then also
dialogue.
when it-
I felt the dialogue really hammered the exposition at times. It was like, bro, like the scene in the church where she, the priest says you don't have to say that you're that she's your roommate, and she says, I didn't think the church would approve. And then one panel later, he's like, I remind you every week you come here. Bruh, you've been talking about this every week, and he's finally telling you this thing about the roommate you've been living with for at least a year, if not two. It's like, come on. That conversation is so forced when it resolves with, I tell you every week that you need to get away from your employer. Like, it just felt like that it was necessary for the exposition that we have that conversation. But then when it resolves, it's like, well, clearly they've had this conversation dozens of times.
Totally.
Why are they having it again?
Yep.
Oh, they're informing me. That's why they're having the conversation.
Correct,
And I felt he did that a lot, and it was a little disappointing.
Not enough road. I agree with you there, because anyways, I'm on that for issue 2 and 3 to take this ride. And obviously all through the end I got the hardcover, but there's also so much expectation. It's hard to meet up to that, a pretty high level. Like it couldn't be like the expectation level couldn't quite be higher. You know what I mean? It's like pretty
It
high.
would be very hypocritical of me not to give it an issue 2 and 3.
Yeah,
because
yeah,
I was
I
just talking about how you need to give things more than one issue to really.
And there's
let
still
them-
lots of promise.
Yeah.
There's lots of promise in it. Still.
Oh yeah, I mean, Sean
totally.
Gordon Murphy's art alone
Is promise,
worth
yeah.
what's the cover price here? Is it
$4,
$3.99? $4.99. $4.99.
$5,
Okay,
yeah.
it's $5.
Mobig says, my goal is to make ARO fulfillment so quick that you will be breathless after page 4 from the wet ink fumes. But it's not a goal I intend to reach.
Well, you're gonna get ink run if you do it that way. Trust
Yeah,
me,
yeah,
we
True.
know. One thing I will say,
So-
I regret not picking up the Dustin Nguyen cover
I didn't
because,
know that
bro,
he did
it's
a cover.
gorgeous.
I mean, it's Dustin Nguyen. He
feels
is like,
so-
I know,
Speaking
and
of-
it's just so
speaking
epic.
of-
yeah.
Speaking of the art, it's
have a-
right there.
I have
It's
a Dustin Nguyen.
it's Freak Girl has her original character for Jadi, done by Dustin. Look at this beautiful character art that
The
he did for
original
us.
concept design was done by Juanito.
Juanito, but yeah, this is a
this is a Dustin Nguyen original that he did.
execution. Yeah, it's
And very exciting.
very
You
exciting.
know
for
what's
that.
what's
coming in
funny is-
2025.
What's funny about Dustin Nguyen is that like I wrote a movie for Lionsgate, which they retitled to Game of Assassins, but one of the stars of it was Dustin Nguyen, but Dustin Nguyen from 21 Jump Street back with Johnny Depp. So every time somebody says Dustin Nguyen, my first initial thought is the actor that was in my film. The second thought is, yes, the comic book artist.
The first time someone said it to me, they were like, Dustin, when I was like, who? You mean Dustin Nguyen? Because I can't pronounce anybody's name.
Yeah, the G is not a thing.
Nguyen? Man, Willis Portacio? What are you talking about? Mr. Pistachio?
Thank you, Crager. 4987.
Yo, my fellow nerds, this book looks great. Backer number 4. Bow.
Yeah. We should talk about the book, though.
Yeah,
right?
let's get the book. I just had to get Zorro out because I know you were talking about it online. I had to get that out.
I do have to say that the thing about, like, people were making an issue about the sister being the main character and it's really about a lesbian and not Zorro. I'm like, no, that's not true. Read the book. She's the narrative lens. Odin actually pointed it out. She's the Bernardo character, right? Because
that's why
he tells the story of Zorro through his eyes.
That's
which
right.
is what's going on here.
Correct. You're never directly interfacing with Zorro in traditionally, right? It's always because he's a man of mystery. It's like Sherlock Holmes. You hear it through Watson.
Watson's the lens.
That's
exactly.
the
The main
lens,
character is
yeah.
not Watson. It's Holmes. Just like this is. It's not the
Correct.
sister. The sister is the Watson. She's the narrative lens through which we observe Zorro going on these adventures, and she's kind of our stand-in for some things. So I think a lot of people making a big deal about that really just didn't pay attention or read the book. There's plenty of other shit to criticize, guys.
They just didn't know they didn't know the original. They just didn't know the original material or think it through like that, which is it's fine. Let's wait till issues 2 and 3 come out. We'll revisit it. But
we should. We should definitely do that on.
We'll revisit it after
episode
issue 3.
of Rebel Frequency, maybe.
I love it.
Yeah. So let's talk about this
Jawbone
book.
Death.
Let's say hello to the chat.
Oh, the chat. Yeah, they're
say
important.
Hello to Creators Outlet. He will. We have Mo Biggs, we already mentioned, but I will officially say hello to Mo Biggs. We have Jolly Green. Hello. We also
I love that page.
have Crager, who I just said hello to, and Ice Queen. Hello, welcome. Oh, and we have Phil.
Hey, Phil.
Hey, my dudes and dudettes. Welcome.
So these are all original pages that people who backed the original pages are going to get originally.
Like Neff.
That's correct.
I was like what 30 or 40 minutes late to the launch stream, and like almost all of the original art had already sold out.
You guys released another 5, and those sold out as well.
And I didn't get to back any of those. I mean, come on, man.
Well,
What's going on here?
I released 5 more, the last 5. So, because initially, we sold out of the first 10 original pages during the launch stream. They all sold out, and so what I did is I released 5 more pages. Right, I thought, you know what, let's put 5 more out there because I didn't know how they would take off, and it's hard for me to part with them personally, just because I love them so much.
Oh, look at that!
He was very, very upset with the 2-page spread.
Yeah, the Maroney got that up, snatched that up, and so
it couldn't have gone to a nicer guy though.
That's
Good
right.
for Maroney.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
love
good
that
work,
guy. Yeah.
Yeah, and so
typing.
this is kind of our He-Man,
Gorgeous.
ode to He-Man there when
Yeah.
he first becomes Jawbone Death. So I just actually just a few minutes ago opened up 5 more original pages. So it'll be
Wait, on the campaign right now?
on the campaign right now, because I said it's 28 pages right in the first issue, and not that there's anything wrong with dialogue pages, or maybe sort of the simpler pages, but I just don't think that people buy original art. They're hoping to get, just the chat, like a chatty page. You know what I mean? They kind of want something with, they want something that kind of looks and feels kind of like this guy right here. They want this,
Right.
Kind of a feeling where it's an epic reveal or something. So
Yeah, it's a big page of action art or a spread or something. Yeah, it's gorgeous. Oh my God, look at that.
it's something really special. So that's what I've tried to do is say, hey, listen, there's 28 pages, but I think there's 20 that are fair. They're not fair because the price is so great, but that are people are going to be like, yeah, Adam did me right, Jason did me right, and so I'm only keeping, of the major ones, I'm keeping the cover and then that Doom page, but everything else, all the other epic pages, I've let go. Because at first,
All
I
right,
was like,
so
anyways, but I'll leave it at that. So
how
there's 5
many
more.
of these pages in total are you putting up? Because this is the second 5
There's
of the
20.
second 5.
20
So
pages
this
are
is the
up.
last 5.
That's right. So there's 20 pages are up, and then there was the double page spread. So right now
These are the
we're
last
4.
4. One of them already sold.
Yeah. Okay. Geez, so there it is. Yeah. So one's already gone. And so
I have a feeling Neff was shopping.
and so there's,
I will neither confirm nor deny. It's
Yeah, so-
not like I don't buy any of Adam's books, right?
buys
It's
none.
not.
No, you-
It's not
you've been
like
the
we don't
best.
have anything to
No,
talk about
definitely.
here.
Yeah.
but yeah, but so there is, so and it's like I might take a page, for example, like I would say that like this page is a good page, is an important moment in the story, but maybe not the page you want as much as you might want, this page, right? Where
Dude,
the action
yeah.
feels more dynamic. This
Yeah.
is
Oh,
so
wait.
the queen. So the Mistslayer. So the Mistslayer is this ancient enemy. Can confirm. This ancient enemy who was locked in the Killing Tree 1,000 years ago. And what the Mistslayer is he consumes all the other beliefs, myths, so to speak, like religions and ideologies, consumes them all in one and enslaves the world. That's his mission, right? So like in this story, like when he's recruiting people, he recruits people from church congregations and activists and people who have a strong ideology. He manipulates it, right? And brings them under his one. And he has this queen that is that helps birth his monsters and his horde. And so you can see
His brood.
yes, and so she has like this outer shell, this horrific shell of this vast worm that
Oh,
it
it's just
faces
horrible.
on.
It's
And so when
absolutely
she-
horrible.
So when she goes back into human form, this is how she comes out. She gets the monster throws her up, right? She comes out of this sack, and then she has to break her bones back into place, right, to be ready to go again, to fight again. And so she's so this is our villain in the tale, right? So but the Killing Tree has been cut down by Reyna, that becomes his queen, this mentally unwell woman that starts to hear these voices. She kills her parents, she sacrifices them at the foot of this tree, cuts it down, unleashes the Myth Slayer. So Snuggie, as you understand, Snuggie gets it.
Yep.
Arthur says would
Yeah,
Yeah, I think that's comment of the night so far.
Yeah,
Would
Would
yeah.
still smash.
would still
Yeah, that's a smash. So
Good will.
and many have thought they could get away with it, and so that's our.
God
Sorry.
damn it.
I'll let you read this one.
I haven't seen anyone bust out of a sack so dynamically since Brian Butvitas' Coomsters. Don't remind me, man. It's
About the Coomsters.
horrible.
Nightmares.
Or it is the stuff of nightmares.
Yeah, we were trying to forget.
Pages. Crager really knocked it out of the park. These are
Yeah, he did
gorgeous.
something. He and I have done, I guess, 132 for Kill Journal, 40 for this Exiled story that he did. So we're at 172 pages plus other art that we've done together.
He
And
got
this is-
freaking good, man.
He a whole other level.
I have the original Kill Journal. It was solid. This is a level up that I did not see
time.
coming. This is some DWJ on the
Oh,
hunt
yeah.
for Daniel Warren Johnson's title kind of development. You
That's
know?
that's what I
and
feel
Mike
like.
Spicer colors them really
Yeah.
well too.
He's chasing him. It's
Yeah.
clear.
Totally.
With the sound effects and just
Yep.
the
Absolutely.
scratchy detail of the speed lines and everything. It's like he consumed Maxi
that-
Dallo.
that rip.
And he's chasing Daniel Warren Johnson. And when
No,
he gets his hands on him, he's going to eat him too.
No, it's totally that same way. And I feel like I think that DWJ and James Herron are pretty comparable guys,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
In fact, maybe James Herron started it, and then Daniel kind of followed.
I
after.
think the two of them actually hang out. Like, there's an artists collective. I remember Garrett telling me about it.
I can see
that
that.
it's-
Yep.
And I don't know if James Sticco is a part of it or not.
James
or if,
Decoy
they
is
just
like
talk.
that's
Yeah.
I mean, James
that whole
Decoy
crew.
is like it's unbelievable. I mean, James Decoy's Godzilla. If anybody saw my post about it, I mean, that is. I mean, it's arguably it's arguably the best, but it's certainly my favorite Godzilla story ever told. In a way, what I realized, somebody said it best online, it's really the Captain Ahab story of Godzilla.
Yep, with
Right.
the white whale. Yep.
Yeah, with the white whale. I mean, it is. I couldn't believe it. Like, I read it on the plane flying for a shoot I was flying to New York for a commercial. And I read it on the plane. I read it straight through in one sitting, and I just flipped that thing back around and did it one more time because I was just like, I have to have that again. But anyways,
his art is astonishing.
he's something else.
Wonton
He's
Soup,
Yeah.
I know.
Sobek, Orkstein.
Or-
I want him to finish Orkstein. I need an ending to that story.
Orphan and the
Like-
Five Beasts. Yeah, it's like he's
Yep.
Oh yeah.
He has another one. Yep.
yeah, he's just doing. It's like I feel like those guys, Heron, Johnson, Sequoia. These guys are. They're cutting the new territory, right? They're shaping the new territory. And I think Jason is getting in that camp. He's trying, or at least he's gunning for that camp, you know. And I feel like these pages are on that track. And so, you know, this is our horrific enemy. So we need a hero. So our hero is Jawbone Death, and he is the anti-hero, right? He is a burned out biker. He's an enforcer for the Red Animal biker gang, and he hates himself and his life, and he has a whole lifetime of regrets and bad choices that have just followed him. And then one day when he is, you know, being the heavy for the leader of the gang, you know, beating the snitch up, he hears this voice, and he has this awakening that says, "The dude, you're going to hell." And he has this sort of chance to change his life, so he takes his shotgun and he turns it on his gang boss and kills him. And he's like, I guess this is how I'm gonna start over. And you know, the hell of a way to start from square one. And so he gets hunted and chased down by his gang. He ends up bloody at the bottom of a ravine. You know, Phil Diaz said it best, this is Crow meets Lobo, right? So he's a dead man lying there, and his blood leaks into what he doesn't realize is the grave site of the Leviathan warrior, which is this ancient holy warrior who slew the Leviathan monster in the Bible and took his jawbone as a weapon. So instead of a sword, it's a jawbone of the Leviathan or jawbone of a dragon. This type of thing is his blade.
Smaragd. Yes.
And I loved what that was. And so this ancient holy and just warrior is now given, you know, as an avatar potential, this broken man, both bad choices, bad soul, and broken body, right? And he's like, I can fix your body, but you're gonna have to fix your soul. Yes, that's true, Sumo. Phil wants everything.
Everything meet Lobo.
At the end of the day, there's always Lobo in his mind. And so this is his chance to sort of rescue his soul, save the world, and his ex-wife, whose life he ruined and who's in the hospital right now. It's his chance of healing her, right? That's part of the promise made to him by this Leviathan warrior. But it's a war that he's most likely going to lose. Right. This is, imagine at that end of Avengers Endgame where Captain America stands up and he's wounded and his shield is cracked and split, and he just straps the shield onto his arm, and, you know, kind of the bone is broken and he just holds it tighter, and he steps out to meet Thanos and his horde, and he's all alone. In the film, then the Avengers show up. In this story,
This guy's got no
one shows up.
Avengers.
No Avengers show up. No Avengers show up. Best moment, for the record, in the entire MCU, without
Oh yeah,
even
the
without
entire
a
MCU.
doubt.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
on your left was the line that broke the entire theater. That, and when Cap threw the hammer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone erupted. Like, I couldn't even hear the film. There was popcorn going everywhere. Everyone was going nuts. It was amazing.
And
Without
we're
a
the
doubt.
only ones in the theater, so.
But for me, without a doubt,
best
Captain America was the hero of
Yeah.
those movies, and so kind of that he's left. I don't have really any interest, but anyways, there was so this is what he's got, right? So he's got a war he's most likely going to lose. He's got a soul he's trying to save, and he has this iron helm, right? This is the Leviathan warrior's helm, and he's got his jawbone as his blade, and then his chain that he used in his motorcycle gang. So through this helm, he can hear the voice of the Leviathan warrior. So when he takes it off, it kind of mutes him and puts it back on, and he's always trying to teach him. And this helm also is impenetrable and gives him protection. And then the jawbone is this holy weapon, right? It can do magical level things, right? Which he doesn't yet know at the beginning, and he has to discover. And then, he gets, then his hog gets an upgrade with this skull, the top of the skull that gets put on his bike. I love what Jason did here with this curvy linear grid, where he had the bike curve like it was hooking around a corner.
That's very cool.
He put put the Leviathan warrior in the shadow, of his back. I just love how this feels.
Oh yeah.
And so
Crager
this
really knocked
is
it out of the park.
he just did. And so so he accepts this role of being the Avatar because he realizes these are this or go to hell, and he has to stand up on these broken legs. This is the moment where he has to stand up on his broken legs and take on the role of the Avatar. And so you have somebody who is this anti-hero. He's torn between who he once was and who he wants to be, right? Who he's the guy he's always failed to become, fighting this treacherous war, right? And the Myth Slayer whispers to people in their minds and visits them in their dreams. And he recruits, obviously, his queen. He recruits later on in issue 2, this crow boy, this teenage boy who can talk to birds, or so he believes. And then he becomes this part of his army. He recruits this church congregation and this activist group. And what is exciting about the story is that actually the land, this little small town they're in, is actually used to be the domain of the Myth Slayer. So as the story evolves through the issues, they start to dig down deeper and dig up this whole other empire that once was. So this is, Jawbone Death. And I love this idea, of the impossible foe. I think that everyone feels that, like when you think about like government or wars in foreign lands or things that you seem like outside of your control, you feel like you're one person against the world. And this carries that. And then, we're with this edition is 28 pages of story. It's got an epic, wrap cover that is foil. I love, it'll be signed on the exterior. And so you have a true collector's piece, right? And I think that, when you go to a comic shop and you get like the special cover on a single issue, it's easily $20, and it's usually not foil or signed. So, though I was at a comic shop yesterday, and the Keanu Reeves signed edition of Berserker issue number 1 is $3,000 now. It's $3,000. And that cover ain't even foil. Yeah.
Wow.
It was tempting. Because I love Berserker so much. But
Yeah.
so this is the heart of the campaign, is to give you a special collector's item, like I always like to do. There's a badass T-shirt. If you flip to the campaign, Neff, you can see.
I got one of those.
Nice. Because I always love a T-shirt. When I've talked about it a dozen times. I love a T-shirt. I know Phil Diaz loves T-shirts. I have 2 of his. I have Mary Boy's T-shirt. I have a bunch of them, and I love them. And I just love what that feels like. I love what the art that Jason did for this.
It's gorgeous.
Right? I like having something that's gray that's not always black. I think their tendency is always that it's a black shirt, right, Neff?
Yep.
Or Neff's gone, but frequency, you get it.
He's here.
I'm just off camera.
He has a bloody nose, so he is repairing himself off.
No worries.
I have this shirt from some dude's campaign, and the shirt says "I'm a survivor" on it. What's that about?
Nice, you got it. You got the one from the Finch story. I freaking love that
man.
one. I don't even have.
I love
any of those
T-shirts.
Yeah. I stole his Kids and Monsters T-shirt. It is so comfortable.
Right?
It is my favorite.
I have the backpack sitting over there too.
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah, see, that's right. That one, I love the T-shirt in the back. And you see, Frequency Girl, for anyone, yes, Mo, is that I also try to print them on higher quality fabric, right? So they are so that it's not just some boxy ass thing that you get at Comic-Con that you never wear. That it's actually.
No, that one is super comfy.
Yeah, so it's this shirt that you'll actually properly wear. They're a little pricier because of that, but I think they're worth it because then you actually use it versus like, I got a cheap $20 T-shirt that's so stiff, I'll never wear it once.
I think gray was a good choice too. Yeah. I think it's a good compromise.
Yeah, see, because it's hard to find something that people maybe like the colors, but that people will wear, and gray is like feels like the safest. So that's
Says,
there.
Phil loves t-shirts so much he takes 15 showers a day just as an excuse to wear a new one. Sorry, we didn't read Mo's last comment, so I have to make sure I read that one.
I thought it was
Sorry,
because he
didn't mean
felt
to cut
dirty
you
all the
off.
time. Did you say hi to Shadowpunk and Gooch
I
and
waved
Snuggy?
to them. You guys
and...
we were chatting, so I didn't officially say hello. Hello, Snuggy and Gooch, and I said hi to
Shadowpunk.
Crager and Shadowpunk,
Yeah.
and I think someone else snuck in. Maybe not.
Sumo.
I said hi to Sumo and Critical Blast.
Yeah.
I think. If I didn't, then hello.
Yeah, no, that's everybody.
Howard and Critical
Howard
Blast,
and
he'll be
Howard.
fulfilling this campaign. This is one of my favorite
Nice.
ultimate
the
badass.
scorp.
I know, right? Just one of the best. And then there's this. This is when he decides to turn the gun on his gang boss here.
Oh, dude, that punch.
Yeah.
It looks like every page is just a work of art. So I understand how you can sell all 20 of them, man. And it's smart that you put them all up on the campaign like that because the pages are really what bring in the money. The art, the add-ons, the higher tier items, that's what's really going to bring in the money on the campaign so that you can sell the book at a reasonable price. Right? Like you could sell the book at $5, $10. In this case, with like the special wraparound cover, $20. Although trying to get those prices down, man, that's going to be important in the future, right?
Well, yeah. See, the tricky part is see, like if you were like the variant covers on the Exile, my last book that I did with Wesley and that we went to Massive, like the special variant covers, even in retail, were more than $20.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I don't like. I got the Kyle Hutz cover that we did. Like I got that from Things from Another World. I bought an extra one I wanted, and it was $75, right? And it wasn't even signed by Kyle or myself or anyone. And so I think that like a special cover has collector value and is meaning.
Oh, absolutely.
And so I think beyond 20, I think for most folks, when it is an unknown commodity, for a single issue just seems maybe
So I got a question.
too far out.
Are you going to give people the option of getting in on Jawbone Death at a lower price point by giving them like a, crappy cover? Not a crappy cover, but you know what I mean, like a standard cover. Or is the crowdfunding campaign exclusively for that prestige cover? I guess
That's
what I'm
correct.
trying to say is it going to stores with a commercial cover where I can buy it for $6?
Yes. So that's the answer. So this campaign will be for a special version of the book that will only live this way, right? Because that's what I figure. If you're doing a crowdfunder, it should be for the special thing that the guy can't buy in store, right? Like here's The Exiled, right? Book I had done with Wesley. This is the Indiegogo cover that Rob Willis did, which I love. And just to give you some perspective, here is
big.
Yeah.
Here's his standard size graphic novel, and here is The Exiled. It's massively oversized, and it's a soft cover.
That's what Massive should do. Massive should rebrand and only sell oversized books.
Sure.
Right, so it's this beautiful thing. It's got the ribbon. It's oversized. It has the entire Preston gallery in the back, cover in the
Nice.
back.
Yeah, all the
it
Preston covers.
Comes with this great print, and this special edition also has a special code, secret code in it that only exists in this printing of the book.
Yeah.
And so then you can redeem that for a digital collectible here in the back. So I wanted to create something, with this book. And these are done for anybody. If you backed them, thank you. They're finally done. I know it was a painful journey.
Yeah, we
Print's
backed it.
epic. Yeah, is epic. And they're on the boat. They should be arriving here next week in port in LA.
Get the little figure too.
Oh, amazing. So, but like, this is like, this came out in stores, but like no one in store ever got this or will get this, and they'll never get this cover.
Right,
So
you got the single issues, not the oversized prestige book. So this is a prestige cover for
right.
Jawbone Death.
For
When are
Jawbone
we going to be able to get the retail cover and how?
Right. So two things about it. So one is the if you want to just read it, you follow my Substack, and after the book campaign delivers, you'll be able to read it for free to just get the story. Right.
That's awesome.
And it's digital. You can get the story, and hopefully you'll bring in as many folks as you can to just enjoy what that is. But you got to follow. Just follow the Substack, and you'll get in on that. So I'm giving the digital away for free, which is I think kind of maybe my ode to the future is like, to get to.
I'm doing the same thing. It's the right way to go.
Yeah, to get in and to appreciate the story and to help build something. And then as far as retail side of it, there's 2 publishers that have expressed interest. And so I don't have dates just yet or names to give you. But there will be a retail journey with it, which is cool because anybody like with the Exiled who got this, when theirs shows up, it will be significantly more valuable than what they paid for it. Because this book did well. It sold 100,000 copies of the single issues, and that makes a big difference. And so I'm hoping this does the same. Also to this black and white gray tone work that was done won't be in the retail version either. So it'll just be
color.
Yeah, it'll be color. So this will be a special ride, just for those.
That's funny. He's doing a grayscale special version. Oh, okay.
Oh,
nice. I like that. We got Jason with us. What is up, Unhinged Entertainment? He says Crager is a monster, and he just backed. It is true. Crager's disgusting, man. Look how good it is.
I know.
Mo says some say his back door is a massively oversized rod puzzle. I guess he's replying to Crager. Yeah.
Well, he's saying that Bancroft needs a
massively oversized rod. Yeah. For Rod. Yeah. On the Lucent.
And if you are interested in getting that digital version of Jawbone Death for free, the Substack link is right there on the campaign
page.
Where it says, "Is there a digital?"
Now, how did you get away with that and not get yourself shadow banned?
What do you mean?
How did you get away with putting an exterior link on your campaign page and not get shadow banned? Especially not get shadow banned for all this violence and some nudity. How is it you're managing to not get shadow banned?
Well, first of all, I don't know why they would ever shadow ban you for putting links when they have a function in the campaign to add links. So they would be, how would that possibly work? Hi guys, here's a function we offer and tell you to use. And then if you use it, we shadow ban you. That's absurd. I mean, they would have to be a crazy company. And then once again, I think violence is always a questionable topic. Part of what you'll see we have going for it is it's him smashing monsters in general. Mm-hmm. There's a punch to a face, but in general, like you see big monsters being blown up. And it's true, with the MPAA or television ratings, having done a lot of that. Like if you have a person killing a werewolf, it just doesn't affect your rating nearly the same as if you have them killing a person. If you have them killing a child or something like that, it dramatically alters your rating. So we're mostly just killing monsters in this book. And so as a result, you kind of get away with more.
He didn't talk about being shadow banned, so he wasn't shadow banned. It's science. I agree, Crager.
The code, Crager.
Yeah,
the code. And for Jason Unhinged, still one of my favorite crowdfunded books.
Absolute. Yeah, I have 3 copies over there.
Well, yeah, you get carried. It's still one of my favorites, Jason. I hope there's more. That's what that was. Jason was. I hope there's more. Sumo, that's good. And so I think that there's also a patch. By the way, if anybody's on the stream who signed up for the pre-launch, you get the patch. You don't have to do anything. We just match emails. So don't worry about that side of it. You don't need to add it on.
It's how we did it on Mavericks too. You just match the emails. It's so much smarter that way.
It's just the only way, because otherwise it gets so messy with these campaigns.
And you're not going to be able to take 400 emails of I was on the sign up list or can I have it anyway, or
Yeah, it's just so much. It's just too much. We'll match emails. So if you did, you're safe. If not, then you can buy the patch. I love patches, clearly. You got Monster MD right here. And so I love to put them on jackets and bags. Not everybody does, but I always put a patch out, and I feel like it's a great incentive to sign up. And
the Mavericks patch on the next book is going to be so much better than the Mavericks patches that were on the first one. Yeah. We're going to do.
I hope so.
Yeah, going to level those up.
February 10th. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. One Stormy Night launches February 10th on Red Valkyrie.
Yeah.
You need to get on with Global as well. Always. Just hit us up.
Yeah.
We're
That's
now
awesome.
back to doing shows and stuff.
Yeah.
Are we
A little bit.
back to doing shows
A little
and
bit?
stuff?
If you
All
hit
right.
us up,
Yeah.
then
If you
we will
hit us
get
up.
you on.
Yeah.
And then
we'll make shows for friends.
and then the CGC experience here.
Mint friends.
Poison.
Sorry.
So then for the CGC experience, you can see here, that's if you scroll down just a bit there, Neff, you can see I've been asked during the Exiled campaign and then during Psycho Killers, and then one email on the Finch campaign as well too, like, hey, why don't you do a CGC version? So I looked into it and tracked down how you would do that, so that you would actually get the set in what they call a timeless case. It's expensive because the process ain't cheap to get it done. So what it does, it gets the signatures verified, and then the book itself graded and sealed in a timeless case. So you would get that, and unfortunately, your books will deliver a little later than everyone else's, just because it takes at minimum 4 weeks, but could easily turn into 6 to 8 for the process. But what you do get with that one is you get 2 copies of the book. One that's the signed and graded and verified, and then an additional one. It's also signed in foil, but it's for reading or
Nice.
so you can crack into it. Because I always hate that when they offer a CGC thing and then you have to reback and then you're double shipping and all that
Right.
stuff. So it just gets you 2 copies of the book. One that's timeless and the other one that's standard. And so some people have liked that. It's my first time trying it. We'll see how that goes. Those ones will be numbered. And so depending on how this goes, that may be a very small numbering. So someday that may be a pretty valuable item.
We could also get him CGC graded at a convention, and then like go and find you and Crager, and bring you our CGC box, and break
Well,
open
they
the
have to,
CGC
like,
box,
certify
and
the-
bring you over to the table,
Yeah.
and then have it CGC graded.
That is dumb.
Yeah, or if you get your copy, we meet at a con. You can take us over to the CGC desk and you can get it all done there.
Yep.
It's cool, but yeah, and so it's anyways these are all nice collectors things. We also added the T-shirt original art today.
And that already sold out.
Did it already sell?
Oh yeah, someone grabbed that. See? Where is it?
The
Other way.
T-shirt. Oh yeah, it's already
Right.
gone. Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah, T-shirt's
right
already
there.
gone.
Done.
Okay, so that's gone. Okay, well, it was great. It was.
Yeah, it still looks great. It's awesome.
Yeah,
It's gonna be a great T-shirt.
Yeah. So okay, well then that's gone. No, it's part of the T-shirt, but it's another great piece of original art, and I think I love it. I took the language off the shirt. When Jason and I were initially doing it, he's like, "I want that language," and I think it's funny and it's part of it, but it also makes it unwearable in lots of settings, right? If you have kids, if you're going to go to Disneyland, if you're going to be someplace where there's children, it's just, it's maybe not an appropriate thing to have on your chest, but it's fine to have on a piece of art that's in a collection, if you know what I mean. So that's why I pulled it off of this shirt, but we have it here in the art.
Shadowhawk Talks just backed, Adam.
Boom.
Nice.
Boom.
Hi, Shadowhawk.
This is
Yeah.
definitely a book that you guys don't want to miss.
Yeah.
The Kill
Yeah.
Journal was great, but this book, I don't know, there's something about it. It's just off the chain. Like the art is over the top and exciting and alive. The sound effects, how you draw boom at the bottom of the page and it's the cutout and the
Yeah.
panel happens inside or
Screech.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love stuff like that. You can only do it in comics, and it really does feel, like you're playing into illustration doing it that way. I love it. Yeah.
Yeah, right. That shot of the eye right there, one of my favorite single panels.
Looks like Doom.
Yeah, looks like Doom. Yeah, that page. Sorry, fortunately, if anybody's looking for that page, hoping you're going to get that one. There's only just a couple pages. I'm keeping that one and the cover. Everything else, all the good stuff will be going. But this is Jawbone Death. I realize I also feel like that this story has evolved. I think as a storyteller and as my relationship with Jason, like this has evolved into another level of the experience. Like you mentioned, I love the Kill Journal. This has then gone even someplace bigger and grander, and even more fun. Though the Kill Journal is available on the campaign. The original. I figured Jason and I teaming back up, we should put the old one on. It's just for $15. It's 132.
It's also going to be available for Massive, right?
Yes, this will be going to retail later this year, and I don't have any sort of a street date on it, but once again, there's a way to get it before anybody else does on the street. It'll have cool value because there's only the limited print run we did, and this cover actually wasn't on the campaign. The campaign had the leather bound, which will be super rare and awesome, but this is it's a 132 page awesome story. It's set in the world of slashers and survivors, those who've survived their attacks, banding together under the banner of this crazy priest who is then hunting down the slashers that took everything from these people. Jason and I's first foray together, and you can add it on to any tier for $15, and you're there's probably many people who've backed it, but it's a great way to get into this world for screaming price. No pun intended.
No, I'm looking for I'm looking for the leather bound one, the red one.
Oh,
I don't know where that is. It's not in my stack. No. I have the reprint here, but I have the red leather, and that one, the 8th, is over there too. Yeah, for some reason I have a lot of Adam's books. I don't know. Maybe they're good or something. I don't know.
It is up total excellent.
Dang, total excellence will take it. So. Oh, and also, if anybody's interested, I added a tier now that's the featured tier, that's the foil edition and the T-shirt. And if you get them together, it's a $10 savings. So instead of being $20 and $35, and it's a $55,
nice.
You get them separate. $10 off. You get them both together to get the shirt and the book.
Mighty generous of you, Mr. Lawson.
Right there.
I figure that's like as fair a price it can possibly exist, and you get them both. So this is Jawbone Death. Once again, like with the indie comic, you pour your heart and soul into it, and I'm grateful that people are coming along for the ride. It always it never ceases to humble me how much the folks come out for it, and I'm so grateful for this community because you guys are just awesome. You make creators, you allow creators to do amazing stuff, and let's just be frank, not everybody gets that. Not everybody gets that.
Yeah.
But I mean, look at that. That's outstanding.
Yeah.
I would put that on the stand next to anything by any of the mainstream artists right now. It is that exciting to put on the stand. I would see that on the stands, man. And you and Crager busting your humps to make something like that has to be rewarded. If we don't reward it, if we don't support it, the fuck are we doing? Excuse my French, but like that's got to be the goal at the end of the day, is to reward the people who are really pushing the envelope to make exceptionally cool stuff. Phil.
You guys have been working on this for a while, because I remember.
Yeah, I remember seeing
pages,
the tease
one at a time for a long time.
No, we've been working at it for a long time.
Yeah.
A long time, a painfully long time. And now it's here. Issue 1 is complete, and we're about 7 or 8 pages into issue 2 already, because the plan is to release one at a time this way through crowdfunding, each of them with a foil wrap cover. And then there will be a box set for the 5th one. So you can get it, you can have the special collector's experience. So we're going to keep rolling these out, over this next while as they're ready. And hopefully people keep coming on the ride for us. We're going to keep also selling original art with it. And just pumped to see it all happening. And I'm going to, while we're talking here, I'm just replacing the art for the T-shirt to mark it as sold out.
Sold out.
It's kind of
gone. It was gone, I think, before we even went live.
Oh, well,
really?
There it is.
Wow.
Yeah.
I was late to that. But yeah, it's like and then like you're saying, like hopefully it gets rewarded, because it's really only the best thing you could. It's right. It's what we do in a way to, like, not necessarily fight back, but it's a way to build something new, right? Instead of just
and if you don't reward that, if you don't talk about the things you love and love new things, then what are we doing? You know, like,
Then you're
why
just-
are we putting in this amount? Because the effort that is being put in is monumental. The money invested, the time invested, you know, that's not going to pay off. Let's be fair. The amount of money and time that's put in by independent
the hourly
creators,
is not
really
good.
won't. It won't pay off. The return on investment is very low, but the reward and acknowledgement of the people in the, I don't know if you want to call it a community or network or whatever, just the indie sphere, that has to be sufficient for people to take notice, stand up and say, that's a good looking book. And I'm proud to be a supporter of that. And that's really, you know, I guess the least that we can do is, you know, throw our money behind it, because it's not going to be a huge windfall, and throw our
There's
support.
Cult.
Cult.
The word
Yeah,
you're
cult.
looking for.
Yes, the word we're looking for. The indie comics cult. Yeah, all right.
Also, congratulations, because you broke 6K. Well,
I know.
Hey.
This is awesome. This has been a
It's like 300 something bucks, man.
I know,
There's
it's pretty exciting. It's been-
Signal boost.
Like 77 backers, I think, before.
boom.
Yeah, good.
Nice.
I want to see you get to, like, you know, 300 backers. That would be great.
Yeah.
I think if you push hard, you can reliably, because I was doing your numbers the other night, not gonna lie, I was doing your numbers, and you've got about 200 backers that reliably turn out for your stuff. So I think 200 and 220 in there is definitely doable for Jawbone Death. It's a really good looking book, and as cool as Psycho Killers was, no offense to Vaughn, I think this book is cooler, in my opinion anyway.
Totally.
The
It's
art
definitely
is
got a
definitely
more metal-
definitely more exciting
metal.
for me,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
Yeah, and everybody has their flavors, and so I never like to call out the right flavor, if you will, because I think you know everybody has their own.
Subjective.
It's
This
totally
is the right flavor.
Is it the right?
Yes, right.
I won't be afraid to say it. This is the right flavor, bro.
Yeah.
This is the. I mean, you've been doing this style for a while too. This seems like your preferred aesthetic. Also,
Yeah, it
you
totally
love
is.
DWJ. You
Yeah.
love the scratchy Maxi Dallo stuff. You've
Yeah,
been,
it's-
you know,
this
you
is-
did
I'm
Kids
in
and
it.
Monsters. You did Kill Journal. This is your aesthetic. This is your
Yeah.
wheelhouse.
Yeah, this is where I want to be. There's no question about it. And it's where my heart is for it. And you know, interestingly enough, I think we just to close out with this story, like about like the amazing part about this community. You know, it's an interesting world. I went. I'd read this book called Scout's Honor. David Pipoza is the writer. I really liked the book, and I read his other book on Mad Cave, The Devil Wears My Face. I think this is the title. And funny enough, I was at Revenge of Comics and Pinball here in LA. It's the best comic book shop maybe in the country.
Yeah, you sent me photos.
Yeah, it looks
It's
really
just
cool.
the dopest thing. The guy who owns it also is a production designer for film and TV, so he built it out like the inside of a spaceship, and it's got like
Yeah,
special
it's
molding and
I was
fabrication.
so jealous.
I know.
to
It's
see
just
these
like-
photos. I'm like, where are you?
And there's like
have a real comic shop anymore.
30 brand new pinball games inside, and like drinks, and like a hangout area with a bar. It's just what you dream about in the experience. And they do like little mini cons there, except like they get Rick Remender to show up, Patton Oswalt, and very legitimate LA-based Ed Brubaker has showed up, little legitimate the LA creators, right? And they do this bang out thing, and then Liquid Death and a whole bunch of people provide all this free food and drinks, and it's really great. And so I went to one and I met him there, and I was like, he and I had a great chat talking about story and what's going on. And I said, well, let me follow you on X, and I'd love to hear more what you got going on. And I bought a signed copy of Scout's Honor there. And then I went to go and make a post about it, and I went to type him in, and I said, okay, why isn't this working?
You
and
were
I-
blocked.
And then I searched, and I was blocked. I was
Happens
like-
all the time. Happens all the time.
I was like, this guy, I like literally met you in person. We had a great time. I bought your stuff. I want to tell other people about your stuff because it's cool. You've done really good work. And like, I can't possibly believe he like hunted me down and blocked me. It had to
No,
have been.
he didn't. You like to post
Yeah.
that someone he know
Or it was like a block.
Didn't
chain
like-
Yeah, it has to have
or
been.
doesn't like
Yeah.
because the list exists.
Yeah.
It does. I'm not joking. I will look directly into the camera and say, the list exists.
Yeah,
And if you are in any way orbiting the people that are not liked, you will be blocked.
I've just never quite seen anything like it. Right. So I'm like, wait a minute. Like I met you in real life. and we got along.
And you were cool as shit, and we got along, and we had the right vibe. We were vibing together, and
We were
yet for
talking
some
about it,
reason
having a
I
great
go
time.
on. But that's the thing. The internet isn't a real place.
Right.
You're
that's
real and in person. It's not a real place.
That's what I realized.
Stupid
is it's
opinions.
I realized it's like, how bizarre is this world? And one is, I still think he's a great writer. I still like him. I just think, what a crazy choice. Like, what you didn't quite realize is that people who you met in real life who liked you, you then snubbed. And I'm sure I'm sure just having met the guy, he wouldn't like want to just be like, oh, let's snub these people who like me and buy my stuff. I'm sure that's not what's on his list of to-do list today. You know what I mean? And it's really an unfortunate thing that happens. You know what I mean? And what was just so crazy about it is literally, it was within a 48-hour period when I talked to the human, and then I was like, this can't be real. I was like, did he like literally track
You
me
should
down?
probably just hit him up and be like, hey, I noticed that somehow I got blocked. Maybe if you want to unblock me, that'd be cool.
That'd be cool.
If you don't,
Yeah.
then I understand.
okay.
And
And
it's
then
okay.
you can make up your mind about him. But
that's
that's,
okay.
always for me what it is. It's like, oh, hey, I see I follow somebody that somebody you follow doesn't like. Do you want to be friends anyway? Like that's really how I approach it. You want to be friends anyway? Do you want to unblock me?
Yeah, and that's the kind of thing. And I'm like, that's fine. He's got whatever he's doing. It's just, it seems like speaking about the community, like I tell that little anecdote to say, like, that's kind of the antithesis of what I think comics can really, like, what the value and joy of art is, right? Is that like,
Right.
it's that we get to, be together and like connect.
Your artwork is gorgeous.
You know?
on this.
And we
So
get to
bad.
connect, and then all of a sudden you get this weirdness like this tribal thing somewhere in the mix, and it's just like, this is crazy. So yeah, it's good to be with you guys and to be here with you, Neff and Frequency Girl, and everybody in the chat. Try to do the opposite of that, right? Trying to be the opposite.
And
of
that's
that.
the funny thing. Anybody could
Openness.
come here and hang out and talk about art and share comics and be excited about comics. It is a welcoming, safe zone, if you will. It is a comic book safe zone. You're a comic book fan, come in, splash around, have a good time.
Yeah.
There's no
Adam and I
judgment.
did that
Which is
today
funny.
on the internet.
Which is
actually, on
funny
Twitter.
because, like you would expect the welcoming, safe, and inclusive element to be inclusive and safe, but whatever.
You never know. Well, no, I know because Frequency Girl and I just talked about Zawa, right?
Zawa,
Online.
yeah.
And then it was funny because you hit that up, and I said, "Listen, I read the first one. I didn't know about it." And then the creator, he hit me up and said, "Hey, I hope you like him." And he like reached out and sent a little something back, and it's like, "That's cool. That's cool stuff.
Yep.
That's cool stuff." So, anyways, guys, comics are great. Thanks for backing anybody, and obviously thanks for being here in the chat, guys. And Neff and Frequency, appreciate you hosting, man.
Yep.
Mo Big says B-Rose was seriously vibing with Baldo, and the FG lost his sponsorship.
Man, I haven't heard you rag on B-Rose and the
Yeah.
Baldo in a while, Mo. I've been
Well,
out of
we've
the
been gone
loop.
for a
Yeah.
while.
Well,
Yeah.
it's come back,
Good callback.
Yeah.
Yeah, good callback.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
I know I kind of snuck it in while you guys were talking, but I do want to say congratulations. Crager, you knocked it out of the park. You killed it.
Yeah,
This
bro.
book looks gorgeous.
Adam, you better be good to him or I'm going to steal him from you. That's a threat. So thanks everybody for tuning in tonight. Appreciate you coming out, supporting the channel, supporting Adam Lawson and his new campaign, Jawbone Death, supporting Crager, picking up that original art. It's all going very fast. I think they only got a few pages left because it's a 22-ish page book.
The
And
last 5, there are no more.
yeah, there are no more pages after
going up,
this. So
there's 4 left on the campaign.
so get in on them now or they're all
they're
gone
still
for
there.
good. Book is $20. Pick it up. Special wraparound cover, special edition. Not going to be in stores. You got what, 20 something, and then they'll re-up, right? How many
I
days?
don't know. Are you
Are you going to extend?
Yeah, we'll go into
extending
in
or-
demand on this one. Yeah, we'll go
Yeah,
into in demand on this one.
27 days now. It's been live for 3. It's already at 6K. So we got plenty of momentum. Steam, let's keep it up, everybody. Support Adam. And if you like the content, leave us a thumbs up. Subscribe. As always, click the bell for notifications to find out when we go live next.
And tune into the frequency.
We'll see you next time.
Boom.